Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. And I nearly said welcome to another Mercury retrograde, because it is Mercury retrograde, and when it's Mercury retrograde I end up starting these readings and restarting them because all kinds of strange things happen, and it just takes a bit longer to get the message out. It takes a bit longer to get the cards on the table that the universe wants us to see. I am using for this reading the Venetian Tarot. It's a small deck. It's a deck that I like to use when I'm looking at people who might be whispering and conspiring in halls of power, corridors of power. I'm not suggesting for 1 second that anyone is doing such things right now, but I thought it would be an appropriate deck to use to look at Prince Harry on his birthday. It's his birthday tomorrow, the 15th of September. He will be turning 38 as far as I can remember. So the Venetian Tarot is on the tarot table. I'm going to be looking at his year ahead using the astrological houses, the 12 houses, to guide us. So 12 cards and an underlying card for just a signifier for him on his birthday, to see what his general energy will be through the year. He is having a big moment right now. Lots of stuff going on in his life. He is center stage, whether we like it or not, but there he is. There he was today in that procession through London behind his grandmother's coffin. And yeah, looking, in my opinion, a little bit sloppy. Nothing to do with the uniform or lack of uniform, but just his carriage, his bearing. He looked a bit sloppy. He looked angry. Everybody else looked very somber and very serious and very sad. He looked angry, my opinion. And let's remind you, as I lay the 12 cards out on the tarot table, that it is all just my opinion, and it is just a tarot reading for entertainment purposes. And let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's tuck that one in. And then the underlying energy will be him. Signify for him. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. We have the 8 of Swords as his energy, his signifier. Good enough for what is going on for the whole year. 8 of Swords is, of course, the trap. He's sitting in the stocks here, and I think in a reading a couple of days ago I actually mentioned the stocks and how I would like to see his wife in stocks, maybe him as well. I think that was during the walkabout, and that was my preferred location for them. And the stocks have showed up in this reading, and the Venetian Tarot, I'm delighted to see them. Sitting there, shamefaced, covering his face, trapped. Public humiliation, so open to public scrutiny. This is not how the 8 of Swords normally reads. The 8 of Swords is normally you are afraid of something, you are surrounded by fear, fear that's more in your imagination than in reality. Stuck in a situation, a mental trap. It's not normally this level of public scrutiny and public humiliation, and a whole pile of rotten veg is out of sight in this card, and people might just be gathering around to hurl them at him. It's very interesting, the buildings in the background, and this card is obviously very sort of medieval, and we are seeing these very ancient buildings at the moment, and bells ringing. There's sort of Gothic architecture and stuff like that, all very solemn, all very imposing, and does not bode well for Harry. So whatever else is going on in this reading, that is the card that universe went to some lengths to get out on this tarot table as the signifier for Prince Harry in this year coming up, birthday year coming up. His public image, how's that going to be for him? The Wheel of Fortune. Well, he's going to be riding high for some reason. It's probably the book. The book is coming out. He is all over the place. As I say, he is front and center at the moment. That's good fortune. People are going to be looking at him and saying, well, your luck has changed. Things have improved for you. You've been through a tough time, and he has been through a very tough time of his own choosing, but nevertheless it has been quite publicly difficult for him. But for some reason He is going to be looking more successful. He's going to be looking as if things are more promising for him in the time ahead. That's interesting. The Wheel of Fortune, fate, and blessing, and good fortune in that card. So that's what's going to be on the surface for Prince Harry, the public view of him. Money, things of value, all that stuff. Not so great. Not so great. Not so great at all. It's going to be a source of tremendous stress. That is the 9 of Swords. Anxiety, worry. Again, a feeling of imprisonment in this card, similar to this 8 of Swords, that he is stuck somehow and riddled with anxiety, worry, sleepless nights, stress. So not good. Even though we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, that is the public perception of him. That's the face he is showing to the world. That is how his PR or whoever is behind him is going to be spinning things. Spinning that wheel for all it's worth. But behind the scenes, a lot of worry around money. Siblings, 3rd house. How is relationship going to be going with siblings? The Fool. We're going to get a fresh start with William, and it's been very clear that the royals are taking this opportunity, this very sad occasion, to restart things with Prince Harry, to try and reel him back in, to try and deal with him in a positive way. And you know, I do feel for them. I know a lot of people are very angry and very upset and feeling very betrayed at the moment, but they're not dealing with somebody who, in my opinion, allegedly is mentally sound, is particularly bright. He seems easily persuadable. He seems to have many issues, not just substance issues, things like that. So they're not dealing with a healthy, sane, rational person. They're dealing with a damaged person. So you can understand that they are perhaps doing things that we might find inexplicable, looking at it objectively from outside. But the Fool is a positive card. It's a fresh start. Optimism. Let's try again. Let us start fresh. Let's wipe the slate clean and let's start again. How's it going on the home front? Life in Montecito or wherever he lays his hat. How is it going on the home front? Not so happy, the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is the apathetic, not engaged card. Somewhat depressed, somewhat lackluster, not engaged emotionally with whatever is on offer, not wanting whatever is offered. So a cup might be offered, but he is saying no. But very interestingly, again, this tarot deck has a slightly different story to tell us about the 4 of Cups, which is why I do have these different decks and bring them out for various readings, because they do tell somewhat different stories. And this story in this 4 of Cups is somebody who is in trouble and needing to be rescued. Interesting. That is what's going on at home. Somebody in trouble who needs to be rescued. Rescued by friends, by mates, by passers-by, holding those rods out and saying, hang on, grab hold, and we'll tow you out of this mess that you've got yourself into. It looks like it could be the big turnaround year for him. 2023, basically, because we're mid-September now. Excuse me, a little bit of a cough coming up maybe, but it looks like rescue is on the way, or is going to be attempted with that card. Children, 5th house, children, basically. Love also, but we're not talking about love now. The Tower, maybe we are talking about love. Maybe we are, with the Tower in reverse. Some kind of calamity. And possibly trying to recover from that calamity. Perhaps a relationship. Tower is very often divorce. A relationship that has failed or is going to fail. And he's going to have to try and rebuild after the failed relationship. Don't think this is children. This would be children, then it would be something dreadful that happens. It could be revealed how the children came to be. And that, we'll put it as a B reading of the card, but the A reading for me is about what he thought was love turned out not to be love. And he has been allegedly love bombed. Narcissism, that's what narcissists do. And Megan, many people suspect, is a narcissist. I am not diagnosing. I am not a mental health expert. This is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes only. And in my opinion, there might have been a lot of love bombing initially to get him to the altar, and afterwards to get him to do what Madame wanted him to do, which was leave the royal family and go out and make his fortune elsewhere, which he has failed signally to do. Maybe the scales fall from his eyes and he has to recover, and it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big shock, because the Tower is about shock. When those scales finally do fall from his eyes and he sees the way he has been played, manipulated, then it is going to be quite devastating, and he is going to have to spend quite a lot of time rebuilding himself emotionally. More counselling, perhaps. Explains some of the rescue energy. There's financial trouble, there is trouble at home, the rescue is coming, and explains also the Wheel of Fortune, that there's a turn in his fate, and universe is going to intervene, because it is about universe intervening, the fates intervening to rescue Dumbo from the error of his ways, from the trap that he has made for himself, that Eight of Swords. Work, health, sort of day-to-day grind is the 6th house, and we have the 5 of Pentacles. Well, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Another card that does not bode well for him, even though it's in the reverse and recovering from misfortune. Could be absolute calamity. Let's just remind you, I'm trying to put a charitable spin on this reading because of that card, that Wheel of Fortune, and this card, the Fool. That the fates are intervening and there's going to be a fresh start for him. This Tower, let's go back to this card briefly. This Tower could be complete calamity, a complete collapse of the marriage, out of the blue. Served with divorce papers, a ring in the post, she makes off with a blender and her shoes. And Princess Diana's watch, her alleged watch. And this card, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, is the card of poverty and ruin and exile and loneliness and isolation and illness. All bad things, really. Being cut out, being cast out. He has been very clearly told to continue making his life overseas by his father, King Charles, in his first speech. He had to make his own way to Scotland. He had to pay for that flight himself. He has been told to walk behind the coffin of his grandmother without his military uniform. So there's a lot going on. That is humiliating. The 8 of Swords is a humiliation, public humiliation. This card tells me that finances are going to be destroyed. Whatever he was working on is not going to go well, so better up. The book. I can't think what else he's invested in, engaged in. He's got various irons in the fire, sort of rackets, in my opinion, the vaccination thing. That Aspen Foundation, I think they're called, that he was working with. Some things that seem quite shady, in my opinion. Archie Well, all the rest of it. Not going well with that 5 of Pentacles, and particularly with that card in reverse. Let's see how the marriage is going. The 7th house, the 7th card in this reading. How's the marriage going? We get the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Wanting to break free, can't break free. Upright is the freedom card, the happy single card, out mingling. Very comfortable, got all the money, got everything you need. If it was upright, I'd say, oh well, Splitsville, and he's out looking for a new consort, sidekick. But the card is in the reverse, so stuck. Maybe wanting to be single, but not single. Not having the resources to free himself, tied somehow financially. I think I have had this card before in connection with their relationship. Wanting to leave but not being able to leave. Can't remember whether it was for her or for him. But this feeling of being stuck together. This is a stuck card. Stuck together because of money. because of lack of money, and we have worry about money here, and we have lack of money here, work deals not working out. The day-to-day grind is difficult when you've got the Five of Pentacles. You have to be the pool boy. You have to be the plumber. You can't play tennis on your own tennis court. You have to knock on the neighbour's door and say, oi, got our rackets, got our balls. Can we have, you know, a game on your court? Because ours is cracked. And the net's torn and all the rest of it. So hard times for them. And for him, marriage, this is not a happy card. It's not a happy card. It's stuck. It's wanting to be free but not able to be free, or perhaps dreading being dumped and being alone. It's an unhappy alone card. So it could be that he's dumped and he is very unhappy being on his own. So I'm giving you the options, trying to read this as a story. We have breakup here, a shock. We have unhappy alone here, or wanting to be alone and entangled still. So it does not bode well for the relationship. Let's just put it that way. Big bad year coming up for Harry, and possibly divorce, possibly on his own, unhappily so, embarrassed about it, or still stuck together but wanting to be alone. The 8th house is the house of death. And normally when I do these readings, there isn't death to look at. So we look at other people's money, we look at power, we look at sex. Those are the things ruled by the 8th house. It's the Scorpio house. So whatever Scorpio rules is the 8th house, is this card. But of course, right now, on his birthday, Prince Harry is in the middle of a very public and very shocking death. So what's going on there in this year ahead? Inheritance, all that stuff. In the 8th house. And tax, just by the way, just putting it there. I know a lot of people speculate about what's going on with this tax situation. But we get the 2 of Cups in reverse. Another breakup card, another parting company card, a loss. A loss of somebody that he loved. He did love his grandmother, Granny. He did love her. He's lost her. He's lost somebody that he felt very close to, that he felt very comfortable with, that he felt a bit soulmatey with. And he said that in that awful interview after he saw her in April on that flying visit, that 15-minute visit, that she gets him, they get each other, they understand each other. I think the understanding was more coming from her direction to him. She was kind to him, she was sympathetic, she listened to him, she didn't judge him. That's what grandparents do. That's what grandparents are for. He doesn't seem to get it. He likes to think he's special. And he is a bit special. And probably they were all told he's special, but not in the way he thinks he's special. This is my opinion. I'm speculating again. But this is going to hurt him. It is going to hurt him. He's going to grieve. He's lost somebody that he felt very, very close to, very connected to. I don't have easy cards in this reading. The only positive energy is from here, where there is a restart of that relationship with Prince William. Having been a fool, he's been through a cycle of stupidity and rash behavior. He's coming back to ground zero and he's going to restart things, but no doubt supervised very closely by minders if he does come back into the royal fold. Let's see, the 9th house is, of course, international stuff, business, publishing, lawsuits, so many things that could apply, but let's see what's going on. Sun in reverse, not going to go well. So whether it's his lawsuits or his publishing venture with Harry's book, or life abroad, the Sun in reverse is a very big card. It's a very bitter and disappointing card. It's a depressed card, a sad card. Thought he was going to be the center of attention, be in the limelight, have the power and the glory and all those lovely things that the Sun represents when it's upright. It's a very beautiful sun, this golden creature here, figure here, in reverse. Hard times are ahead for Prince Harry in 2023, and the rest of this year. Very hard times. Does not bode well for any of those things. Lawsuits, books, life abroad, be even being sent off somewhere to work on behalf of the royals as an international something, Austin Powers kind of figure. I'm just kidding. But no, it's a big card. That the Sun in reverse, a very big card. Chagrin, humiliation when the Sun is in reverse. Things emerging that he might have wanted hidden as well. Let's just remember that about the Sun in reverse. It's the Sun is about illumination, and possibly sometimes with the Sun in reverse, things are illuminated you might wish to hide. Just for some reason that thought came to me. Doesn't normally when I read the Sun card. 10th house, which is his I would just say government, his relationship with authority, power, his high profile positions, his status, 10th house, his dignity even. 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords in reverse. We're getting lots of reversals in this reading. We are in retrograde territory. Lots of reversals can sometimes mean that retrograde energy is just coming through and you're getting do-overs, or you're having to go back into situations you thought you'd left, and you're going to have to go and scratch around. Loss, betrayal, heartache. He's going to lose status. He's going to possibly have titles stripped with that 3 of Swords. He's not going to believe it. It's going to be shocking. It's going to be heartbreaking. How can you do this to me, Daddy? We might even get a letter leaked to Hello magazine. Was it People or Hello? I've lost track now. But wow, this reading is not good. It's not good. I mean, now in the who cares cards, really. So loss of status, very humiliating, very wounding. Loss of position, loss of dignity, loss of roles. He might lose his chimpo role. He might lose those kinds of things quite publicly, be embarrassed and humiliated again. Friends. Does he have any friends left? What's going to happen with friends and groups and things like that? Dreams and goals. And we get the 10 of Pentacles. Friends might welcome him back into the fold with that card. Powerful friends. Friends from long ago. The 10 of Pentacles is about time and history and the passage of time. And people who are very in with the establishment. I think they're going to come to his rescue. And I know there are going to be people who are outraged, who are going to lose faith in the royal family, the aristocracy. But the prodigal is damaged. He is damaged. And sometimes you just do have to forgive. You do have to bring back into the fold. You do have to keep them under constant observation after that. And don't let them get close, and don't let them get their hands on the family jewels. And I mean that in the crown jewels sense. Don't let them get near to wives and loved ones. Don't let them get near to publishers. Don't let them get near to grifters. Ongoing problem for Prince William. This I've done reading on that a long time ago, and I saw this was a for life problem dealing with Harry. This is going to be a burden that Prince William carries for life. And then of course the 12th house is your subconscious, the things that you repress, the things you don't want people to know about, the things you were ashamed about, all of that stuff. And we get the Queen of Cups, Queen of Cups in reverse. Still the mother issues, possibly getting over the mother issues because the card is in the reverse. But these reversals in this reading are turning more and more into extremes. So I think this is just going to go on. This mother issue, this weird, unhealthy obsession with her, with being the favourite son, the son who could protect her, should have protected her, who inherited her popularity and all the rest of the story he has spun for himself, and that his wife has whispered in his ear too, in order, in my opinion, to control him. It's going to be ongoing, and it's going to cause problems. The Queen of Cups in reverse is very manipulative. So there is a female energy around him that is going to be manipulative. But it looks like that female energy might be locked in for a while, but there are signs of separation in this reading. There are definitely signs of separation. That is his year ahead. It does not look good for him, not at all. My heart isn't exactly bleeding for him right now. I did not enjoy seeing him today in that procession. I did not enjoy seeing her smug face in the chapel either. So that's a reading. Thank you for watching, and on we go. Hope to see you again tomorrow.